All right, Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, of course, of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. All right, this is part 2 to the lesson. All right, it's going to be a lot of casualties. All right, the slain of the Lord shall be many, and majority of the slain is going to be women. All right, like it's saying Isaiah 32 and verse 9, woe unto you women that are at ease, man. And at the end of the day, the Lord is going to use his men. Isaiah 4 and 1, Isaiah 32. Matter of fact, let's get it. Isaiah 32 and 1, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and prince shall rule in judgment. And that's Yahweh Shah. Verse 2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place. All right. And those men are going to be the elect men, and they're going to protect certain individuals, men, women, and children of the elect, and lead them unto protection, but mainly you women. All right, you women and children, because the Lord has a true purpose for you women. All right, especially when all hell breaks loose. And I'm going to get Isaiah 4 and 1. A man shall be a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, that weary land, we in that land, the valley of the shadow of death, Babylon the Great, where the laws are not implemented over here, man. Once upon a time, that was, when we was in the land of Israel fucking up, that happened unto us too, and the Lord took the land away from us. But now we're talking to the point, we done reach all the way over here, Babylon the Great, the last empire of the captivity of the children of Jerusalem, the children of Zion, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole, Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans. Get Isaiah 13 and 12. Isaiah 13 and 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to, increase us. All right. In the same land that we was put to shame in, all right, the Lord is going to put fame on us. Lord will we be of the elect. And especially, Lord will we receive those spiritual powers. All right. Because ain't nothing more, because that's like a dream come true. That's like taking a kid to, his most desiring places to go. I would say taking a kid to a candy shop, but, shit bad for your health. Like taking a kid to, somewhere adventurous, man. Because, children are adventurous, being, that young in the spirit and, in the flesh or whatever. Or being that young in the flesh. But nonetheless, hey, the Lord is going to use his men to protect you women. Especially if you want to be partakers of the judgment. See, a remnant prepares, Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. And like I said in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, let you know it's going to be a lot of women that's going to face widowhood, the loss of children, the loss of their family. All right. But you never know. You might run into an elect man, and it's going to go back into the time where women didn't have a say-so. Because marriages or whatever was set up through the father. All right. So on and so forth. So I want to get in the chat GBT. It says women being casualties of war. It was another. Okay. It says, yes, the Bible does show the women were often casualties of war, both directly and indirectly. In the ancient Near East, including Israel, women and children were among the most vulnerable during invasions and battles. Here how the scripture presents this. All right, say women as victims of death in war, women taken as captive of spoil. All right. And the precept that I had, you can read, was Numbers 31 and 15, verses 15 through 18. And you can read the whole chapter, letting you see and understand how the Lord really operates. And, people may get in their feelings and, so on and so forth. But that's only because they've been westernized and, for far too long. And me growing up personally, because it was a post, a social media post, basically in a nutshell, how women, that done gotten older, that done hit the wall, they talk shit about, men going after younger females or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, when they was younger, they was going after older niggas. The kid, the children in her class, her peers, wasn't good enough or mature enough, so they had to deal with a man. And then they like to say, oh, he manipulated me, he did this and did that. Nah, man. The only thing he did, the only thing I can think of, he just left you. He just fucked you over and left you. All right, I guess. Because even with that, if the man had multiple women, that's not wrong. But in this society, they push that women can fuck as many dudes as they want before finding a husband. As soon as a man have 2 wives or more, they can be well off and all. That's a problem. And if the women down with the program, they have some type of mental illness, showing the backwardness of this society. And that's why Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this place and set up the righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Yep, that's another precept. Isaiah 13 and 16 said, during Babylon conquest, their children also shall be dashed to pieces. Before their eyes, their house shall be spoiled and their wives ravaged. And that's going to happen when the fall of Babylon happens. All right, when this society collapses, when the love of many, which is doing now, waxing cold on a full scale. All right, when 2nd Ezra 16 verse 70 say they should be like madman, sparing none. They're gonna be doing a lot of killing, but they also gonna be doing a lot of taking. And you know what? You catch my drift, man. All right, cause that would ravage. Simply, just look up the word. You'll find out yourself, man. I don't even have to tell you that. For the people out there, and this the Bible, and that's another reason why majority of our people, mainly women, they really have an issue with the Bible, and they follow plantation Christianity because it's of the world, because it suits them. It helps them feel good on the inside. Isaiah 30, verse 9 on down to 10. That's our people, man. They don't want to hear the harsh truth or the harsh reality of the fact. Both males and females, man. And women don't take accountability. And a lot of you men are starting to act like women don't want to take accountability and just be logical. Because at the end of the day, man, younger women gravitate to older men. It's in their spirit, man. All right? I'm trying to find that precept. Okay, marriageable age for a woman. Say marriage and puberty. The Bible connects marriageable with maturity or puberty rather than a specific age. And we know scientifically puberty happens with a young, woman, a very young woman, I'd say, between the ages of 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. But, of course, we're not practicing none of that shit because it just wouldn't be wise. And then on top of that, in this society, we still look upon that as being like kind of, having that stigma on you. Labeled as a stereotype. Now you're going to be labeled as a PDF. But meanwhile, this devil can fuck, with little boys, little girls, animals, but they don't get ridiculed for it. They barely do prison sentences, and people barely talk about them. They really don't, especially if they a small hatter. Man, that one thing, that how you know, man, these devils are in fucking rulership. These are the same devils that can do all type of manner of wickedness and dare somebody to say something about it. And then the thing about it, nobody says nothing about it, really and truly. If they do, best believe something bad gonna happen in their life, especially if it be an Israelite, you know. But for edification's sake, that's just the truth of the matter. And back in the ancient world, you had men that were more stable and, you know, well up in age that dealt with younger women. And they was a marriageable age and they became a wife unto men. Says father role in marriage. In Israelite law, a woman's father usually arranged her marriage and gave consent. Said the father. They ain't say nothing about the girl, the daughter. Girl, you can keep looking for a man till you find one. No. And that's what the black woman say, man. And that's why adultery is on an all-time high. These women get all depressed, out of shape. They lose their mind because they got all them spirits on them. They crazy, you know. And, you know, the disease rates at an all-time high dealing with these men. All right. But all in all, that's just the curses in a nutshell, man. But nonetheless, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua gonna clean all this up. That's what we're witnessing. The beginning of a new beginning. The end of Esau's rulership. And the new beginning of Yahweh Shem Yahushua ruling. All right. So you women, hey, it's all fun and games now until all hell breaks loose. You can talk your shit, you know, keep doing your wickedness or whatever the fuck. But in due time and in due season, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to judge. All right, so with that, close out. Rakatha Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Teach us this truth. Peace, love, and blessing to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth. Till next time I say shalom.